Hey, what's up? It's your boy Big G, the corruption officer again. Coming at you again. Let me just say, I'm coming at you when I make my videos. I'm talking from the perspective of somebody who was law enforcement and somebody who became an inmate. So I've seen both sides of the fence, and I had a bigger view than most people who just, maybe just went to jail, did some time, came home. I mean, I'm sure everybody got their fair share of stories of things they talked about, things they witnessed and stuff like that. And this is just my truth about what my 14 years so experience with the prison system. These are some of the things I witnessed, some of the things I endured, some of the things I went through. One of the things I went through was because, okay, first of all, you get the correction officer job to better yourself, to better your life. You know what I'm saying? You go downtown, you take the oath, you swear to abide by all the law enforcement rules and regulations. And when you go to Riker Island, one of the things about Riker Island Correctional is one of the creeds that you go by is care, custody, and control of inmates. So here I am. I'm a correction officer, young, still on probation, still trying to find my way, still trying to do my job. Before I became corrupt, nobody just walked in there and said, today I'm just going to be corrupt. So I'm trying to do my job, and I'm going by my daily tasks. One of the things that goes on in being a correction officer is you have something called pro team. A lot of people call them orange turtles. These are the guys that are called when an incident is going on in the housing area, and people are ready to riot or fight, and you got to get a band of correction officers together to go and help the other COs to stop whatever incident is going on. So when you become a CO, they always tell you, if you're from the hood, like I was from the hood, Polo Grounds projects, you're going to see a lot of people that got incarcerated, that went to jail. And they're going to try you. They're going to test you. They're going to ask you to bring them things. They know your mother. They know your cousin. They know everything about you. So one of the incidents that happened with me is, I'm young, fairly straight out the military, new on the job, and I'm sitting in the mess hall. And what happens is an alarm sounds in the mess hall. What it is a big bell, like the fire department. When the fire comes, the fireman gets an alarm. They jump, they put their suit on and everything, and they go to where the fire at. It's pretty much the same thing when an officer is having a problem in the housing area, and then officers got to band together to go help that officer. So I'm sitting in there. It was my very first one. The alarm went off. So I went, so eager to prove myself, so eager to be loyal to the badge, loyal to my newfound family of other correction officers who've been in my ear, talking to me, telling me about the do's and don'ts of what to do as a correction officer and stuff like that. So here go the alarm. The alarm goes off. I jump up like all other correction officers do, and we go and we put on our suits and everything. And I went to go put on my vest and helmet and stuff, and the captain said, we don't got time for that. We got to get down there. So he ordered a couple of people to suit up, and he grabbed me and another big guy, one Caucasian guy, and we ran down there with him. As we running down there, when we got toward the scene of what was going on, we seen a smaller female correction officer struggling with an inmate, but he slammed up against the wall. She managed to grab his hoodie and pull his hoodie over his head. So just as a man, and you see a man beating on a woman, that's the first instant that come in besides being a correction officer. Then you got to realize where you at. You're on Rikers Island. These guys, sometimes some of these guys don't care. It's officers against inmates, and she's an officer and he was an inmate. So she pulled his hoodie over his head, and as we got closer, she had blood all over her face. Like this dude busted her whole shit. So my adrenaline pumping, the captain's adrenaline pumping. So I'm the first one to get there. So, at the time I'm 270, 6'3", you know what I'm saying? So I hit him, boom. So I'm wailing on him, boom, 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 boom. Then my partner come, he wailing on, I'm hitting him, pound, pound, pound. We pounding this guy out. So he's on the floor. Then the rest of the pro team came, because once they saw her, it's like everybody eyes turned green. Like, I know this dude didn't bust this female's face open. So they get the stomping and stomping like that. So me, I'm the first one there. They coming behind me. I get pushed out the way. So they pretty much taking turns whipping this dude ass. Because there's one thing about jail, right? That some inmates and officers are like, feel. Still, just like in the street, a man is not supposed to be hitting a female. Point blank. That's why I'm from the old school. That's what most people feel. A man is not supposed to be hitting a female. So that in turn, when an inmate flashes, shows his penis or his private parts to a female, when an inmate assaults a female, stuff like that, even other inmates are in agreement that you ain't a man if you got to do that to a female. So now we got the CO, nose busted. We pounded him out. I'm breathing hard. I put the work in and stuff like that. And what happened next messed me up. Because what happened next is I'm seeing them beating this inmate. I'm standing back now. I'm breathing hard, standing there, right? And because I know the mission statement, the mission is if inmate violate a female and stuff like that, hit him, flash him, touch him, sexual assault him like that, he got to go to the hospital. He's going out with something broken, and he's definitely going to the hospital. So that's one of the things that was unwritten rule, but that's what happened a lot when I was working on Riker Island. So what happened next, after they're beating him up, I'm standing back, and they roll him over, and I know he got broken ribs. I know he's tore up. And when they pulled the hoodie off his head, he looked at me. And our eyes locked up. And when I looked at him, it was my boy. It was my childhood friend that I grew up with. And my mother, his mother, they used to go to church together. We spent the night at each other's house and played as kids, shared clothes, borrowed each other's sneakers. We even got jumped one time. He saved my ass in high school, because you went to the same high school and everything when I got jumped and stuff like that. And, you lose track of people. People grow up, people go left, people go right. Everybody makes decisions in their life. And I'm standing there and I'm looking at my childhood friend, and he's still getting stomped. And he's still getting beat up, and he's trying to cover up. But one thing, he never stopped. Once our eyes locked, he never stopped looking at me. He never stopped looking at me. And I'm sitting there stuck. Like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, everything was happening fast, and it seemed like everything slowed down in slow motion as I see him getting pounded out and him recognizing that it was me. Like, I'm the first one that threw the punch and started beating on him. And they going on about the business. So I'm looking around. I'm not panicking, but it's like, okay, I got to try to do something. But at the time, it was coming to an end. They had him handcuffed. They damn near hog-tied him with his arms and his feet shackled, arms shackled, and they picked him up and they took him to the intake area basically to medical, because he gonna need medical attention. And I'm sitting there stuck, and the captain and all my fellow correction officers are patting me on the back and giving me praises for putting in that work, me being a rookie. And I'm sitting there thinking about what I just did, how it happened, and I'm looking. I look over to make it worse. I look over to the female CO, because the medical team is there attending to her, and she waved them on. She said, no, he didn't hit me. I just get nosebleeds when I get excited. She said it been happening to her since she was a child. So I'm sitting here looking like, here we are thinking one thing happened, and it's something else. And it's my best friend, and it's my childhood friend. Like, you know how you got childhood friends that you lose contact, but when you come back together, it's all love and all that stuff. I mean, my mother and his mother used to go to church together. We lived in the same building for a long time. Now, me being from the hood I knew that was a no-no. Me being from the hood, once, what was I going to do when I saw his mother? What was I going to do when word got around the hood that I put the beach down on I'm not going to say his name, on my man in them? And that's one of the things about being a correction officer and being from the hood. You're going to have to make that decision about being loyal to the badge and your livelihood, or being true to your hood or where you came from. You know what I'm saying? And as an adult, of course, when you get the job, it's your livelihood. You're supposed to get out the hood and better yourself and better your family and stuff like that. But, you know, some things are a little bit more serious than the livelihood and a job. So that was one of my adventures. That was one of the incidents that happened. Press the subscribe button to this channel. I'll be coming at you live with more incidents and more things that I experienced as a correction officer that turned into an inmate, that became an inmate from Rikers Island. Y'all take care until my next video.